Starting your day with an email from Apple saying, we need to speak with you to charge you $300 is not how to start your day. That Apple Care was supposed to be $50 for water damage, not $399. Why the hell would I want to pay $399 or $299 plus taxes for something I done already spent $1,400? I don't think so. I'm beyond furious. I am beyond disheartened. I am just beyond. I can't even get furniture because everything's got to go wrong in this move. We're going to watch this scary movie because my life is very scary right now. I have to cancel a date. I'm so upset. I'm supposed to go out to dinner tonight. I'm too pissed off about this to be good company. So we open in a church and some girl comes in to pray. There's a priest there or a faux priest, and he gets a message on his earpiece, she's here. So he goes sit beside her in front of the candles. I guess that's an altar. I don't know what a Catholic altar looks like. I've been to Catholic Mass, though. I wasn't paying attention. I had them communion crackers, though. I can still remember what they taste like. I remember one day we were at a church, and it was like me and other kids, and we got into the communion wafers and was just eating them like snacks. I remember, because I had a couple of them. I did not realize that was the body of Christ. Oh my God, I was chowing down. I was a kid though, so I'm covered. God was like, oh, look at the babies. Okay, so it's a deal, and he telling her money will be delivered after the money done gone through blockchain. She said, you got to pay me now. It's COD. So she hit him with the candle and run out over in D.C. with President Viola. So they woke the president up and said, Avid is on the move. So we see the president walk into her office while this heifer's dodging all these guys. And then finally one goes in after her in a restaurant. So they done drugged her. Oh no, they done killed her. They got that crypto wallet from her. Oh, and the heifer they talk about with the president is the daughter, the president's daughter. We thought Avid was the other one. So we get the scene of the family arguing. Serena's like, I'm 17, I'll be 18 in 4 months. Heifer, you still need Secret Service. You can't be that stupid. So she getting ready to go to the G-20 summit. So she wants to offer world digital currency to get the poor countries banking too. But they gonna bring up her daughter sneaking out at this press conference, exactly what she don't need. So we on our way to the G-20, and they had to use some private security because it's an inexperienced host nation. But now we see the guy that has the 70 million in Bitcoin from that heifer he killed. Yeah, he working with the private security. That's why Viola didn't want him. So they get to the Grand Diamond Hotel. She all gracious. Oh, God. Oh, I forgot she played Michelle Obama. That wasn't her best moment. That wasn't her best for me, just for me. Oh, Lord, the daughter asking, is this RFID? Because that's how she was able to sneak out the White House. So we know that's going to come into play later. I also think the guy that she was sparring with a little earlier, her trainer slash, first in command bodyguard, I think he might turn against that ass. I don't want to go to South Africa or Argentina because they're too close to the South Pole for me. I don't want to do it. I'm as close to the North Pole as I ever am going to get right now. I'll go back to New York for a minute. I don't want to go to Bangor. I don't even want to go to Boston. It's too far north. It's too cold. I think my next move will be Mexico City. Something on the equator. Or Costa Rica or Panama. I'm already planning on the next one. So we see Anthony and Viola getting ready to go to their first dinner. She's got on this beautiful rose dress with a cape. Okay, but instead of wearing heels, she wore sneakers to the dinner. So now we're at the dinner. Well, we're schmoozing with drinks first and going after our hard targets. So her assistant's going to deal with the head of the IMF, Elena, who's trying to cut their deal in half. However, the president got to deal with Prime Minister Everett. And now we see the evil guy, he's getting the press out. So we getting ready to get things rocking. But he gonna be hard. He said, I admire your tenacity, but nobody likes a bulldozer. I feel like that's something you would say to anybody in politics. I don't feel like that was specific to a woman or specific to a Black woman. Because that's the thing in politics, you kind of got to bulldoze. Republicans bulldoze. See, now we see her chewing her gum, being irritated, but then they show her main security detail behind her, that main guy, and he's watching her. So I think he in cahoots with something. All right, we 60 seconds out, and we see them shutting the doors in the room while they taking pictures of all the world leaders. And now the doors are locked and will only respond to their RFID. RFID is like the 8th character in this movie. Girl, so then we hear an explosion and they done taken out the special forces of the press. Then in the main room outside of the dinner, they've gassed everybody and they can't get out because their keys don't work. Okay, so maybe he doesn't know what's going on. So in the room with the president, her and her security detail are like, okay, it seems like they're guarding the doors more than us, and we heard them take out our cat team, so we kind of screwed. Girl, we see the guy in the control room killing one of the people that thought he was working with them. Now they got the president's kids. So now a team comes in and the British Prime Minister mistakenly thinks it's help. It ain't help. It ain't help. He tells them to get the hostages. You're the hostages. But y'all, we see the British Prime Minister trying to help the press when they getting shot at. The press is smart enough to grab a fire extinguisher to create some cover. So she throws the fire extinguisher, her security goes, he shoots at it, it creates some cover, and they also get the head of the IMF out of there too. So I guess we know who she gonna be voting for. However, Daddy come to the kids' rescue, and he able to take out the gunman. I feel like they should have had more than one person on the president's kids. Now Anthony Anderson is a super cool action hero. I can do it with Viola. I don't know why it bothers me that he is in this role. I cannot suspend belief. He's taking me out of it. So while they all arguing, one of the Chinese dignitaries sees a dumbwaiter and just jumps in. I love it. While everybody else arguing, you're like, no, baby, I'm out. And then they just see her go whoosh. Oh, God. Okay, so now the pink toe, the evil pink toe that's running all this shit come in, and all his guards are clapping. We got time for clapping? You clap when it's you clap when the check clears. You don't clap mid-operate. So they go in and they realize, oh, we ain't got the president and the prime minister. And I gave her to you. I told you she was the linchpin. He said, well, I told you she was going to be a problem. She's an ex-soldier. Come on now. We know how to start shit. So in the basement, they all like, all right, what do we do now? We need some cover. We got to breach the perimeter. And she says, well, wait, my car. We can take the Beast. It's a military vehicle disguised as a luxury sedan. But how do we get to it? Up with the kids, Avid throws a tie bedsheet over the balcony to make them think they shimmy down, but she's really going to shimmy to the next room across. And so you see the guys say, oh, we got to canvass the ground level to escape to the first floor, while they shimmy on the second. Oh, Lord, the pink toe in charge and taken to Twitter. So the guy who's in charge is Edward Rutledge, former Special Forces from the Australian military. Downstairs with the press, the British Prime Minister's arguing, saying we should wait for the cavalry and stay here. She's like, the cavalry took over the summit. The two women said, I'd rather go and be led by you than stay and be annoyed by him. And girl, she delivered that line with all her might. That was acting. There's a reason they got his ass looking like Piers Morgan. So back in the room with the Scarface pink toe, he tells the Korean president, well, the South Korean president, go on over and read this. And he like, this is a pentagram. You're going to use this to make a deep fake. Come on now. I ain't stupid. And so already we see deep fakes coming out of the summit that's going to devastate the currency markets. So we see the 70 billion he had in Bitcoin is now 1.25 billion in Bitcoin because everybody taking their money out of currency and putting it in. Over with the prez, they still cracking into the garage. British Prime Minister did go with them. She's so glad she wore them sneakers. And they get into the elevator, the above elevator, just in time. I will say, I've never really seen an elevator with an above hatch like that. You ever seen an elevator with an above hatch like that? And then, of course, it's like all of them it had the amazing upper body strength to pull themselves. Come on now. Lord, but they get hurt. Oh, God, Viola fall through the damn thing. Girl, but she get in there and she starts shooting. Then her security come in and finish the job. Girl, then we got somebody from upstairs. She uses the torn part of the cape to try to make a noose for one of the people. Oh my God. I appreciate the effort, but come on. That's not how physics work. You can't put something around somebody, they just go back. That's all that would happen. Girl, but you trying. So they got rid of everybody in the elevator. Over with the kids, they trying to figure out if there's a hidden Wi-Fi network. So we sneaking past in the kitchens. We see we got two people this way. We got the prez with the gun. This is good action shipping. But I know that IMF heifer gonna trip on them heels. Like Mary Jo Shively said, that heifer always twists that ankle. It's a horror movie and the woman will be doing good. She'll be running and then what happens? She twists that ankle. I swear, I will never forget that monologue. Designing Women had some great monologues. She twists that ankle. Oh God, the Australian guy is telling everybody, pull your money from banks and invest in crypto. And people are doing it. But after this election, I feel like you could just get on TV and tell people to do anything and they will. I really feel like you could tell people to jump off a bridge and they would live. And you would get a couple people thinking they're going to flap their arms and fly. I mean, the amount of people that believe in them underground cities, and it's like, but baby, if you can just stop, who built it? Who built it? You can't answer that. But people still believe and quick to believe without questioning, okay, well, where did this come from? I'm telling you, all the engineers that we would need for an underground city, we would need engineering to have things to today's safety standards. Also, we were just reading about radon gas with real estate. So how would we prevent radon, something naturally occurring? People be in there gassing themselves to death. So that means you've got to have air from the earth, from the surface going down there. Where are the HVAC people? Because that's going to take how many thousands of HVAC people? We got 5 hostages in the kitchen that the president is not going to leave behind. You're not leaving them behind as much as you're going to get help. Leave me behind and you can bring some help. Girl, they fighting to save the people in the kitchen. She got to shoot a guy in the leg. Then he go after her. Girl, you could have just killed him and called it a day. We ain't got time for all this. Lord, so now Daddy run into the detail that's looking for the president. So Avid was able to get a message out to the Secret Service that her mama's on the loose and Darden's behind it. However, Manny's been shot. So we got the guy stabilized. We dressed his wound and the British Prime Minister says, oh, so you've really seen some combat. She's like, yeah, it was quiet at first, but then once it gets going, it gets going. So now Viola talking with the terrorists, telling him, look, I'll tell you where I am when you release my husband and kids. Oh, Lord, but now they done caught the kids sneaking around on camera. Lord, but then they start beating up the husband. So she finally tell him, I'm in the underground garage. So she sends the other people in the beast before the team can get to her. Child, so the guy wake up, the Secret Service guy wakes up and he sees the British guy driving the beast. And he's like, where's the president? And the British Prime Minister's like, look, I'm doing what I'm told. But he dive out the car. Lord, but now they done caught the kids at the pool. God, that is a gorgeous pool. Oh, but the hotel people who are also trained in self-defense take the guy out and protect the kids. Your mother sent us. So the Secret Service guy comes out and gets Darden at the last minute while the beasts charge towards them. So now the kids radio in, they okay. Serena said, look, let me start with that RFID key reader. I can get us some help. So we're making a plan to go get the machine that the daughter needs so we can fix shit. And the IMF agent said, you know what? I'm driving from now on. And she takes off these big chunky shoes and throw them. I'm like, oh, girl, how'd you have those on all movie? Girl, they got bazookas hidden in the hotel. So the president's limo gets through the gate because it's a military vehicle. Oh, girl, they sent a missile after it. But they fire in the missile at the same gate where all they people at. Girl, that thing hit the missile, it flipped and gets over the barrier and just slams down. You could see the heft. I don't think that anybody would have survived that, but it's a movie, so they're gonna be okay. Yep, they okay. So they get the bazooka and aim it at the Scarface pink toe, and he tells them to find the intruders now. Oh, God. So now we got her dragging the Secret Service guy who's been with her because he's still got a bullet in him. With the other hostages, we see the Korean woman grab a knife while she's holding her dead husband because they killed the prime minister of South Korea. So she shut the power off before she go to get the rest of the hostages. Oh, so we see as she fight them all off, then her Secret Service agent turns the power back on, but I think that he dies. He just wheezing, but they still got her husband. I'm gonna be honest, it's an hour and 24 minutes and we could have wrapped this up a half hour ago. It did not need to be 2 hours. It's cute. We all know how it ends. I'm happy for it, but I think I'm good. There was just something I didn't connect. Maybe I'm having a crappy day, but I didn't connect. So she has to read the thing to save her husband, and she go on and do it, but tell him, look, you broken, you don't need to do this. But now we got the SEAL team inside. So, child, they Bitcoin up to 150 million. So the Australian guy says, we have beef from when you were in the army and I was ahead of you cleaning IEDs off the road. So his friends died and he wants to blame her. So the pink toe shoot Anthony Anderson in the face and she go after him. Then the Asian woman come in and stab him in the neck while Viola fighting with him. You know what it is with this? It's too fantastical and the fighting has gone on too long. Ain't nobody over 40 got this kind of energy. We would have sat our asses. This is why I can't do the 50 plus super coup. It looks like the bullet just grazed his head though. Oh, God, now we find out the pink toe that was working with the president is on his side, too. Oh, God, she saw her hide the wallet. Oh, God, she said, you stole my destiny. I worked my life for the job you took. She slapped the shit out that white woman. Oh, God. She said, I was elected. And now the kids run in. So, child, we think they about to die, and they don't. It was just too much. It got too ridiculous at the end where I lost all my fucks. And I love Viola, but it was too much at the end. Then they had the daughter, and then there was a plane or a helicopter, and then you got to get the wallet for the child. It went through every superhero or hero or super cool trope imaginable, and you just get worn out. I'm worn out. That was the shit. You might like it. I tried. I really tried.